Teeth. So you will notice I'm always telling you to arc the teeth. It's for appeal. So you see how the teeth usually follow the line of the upper lip. Like nothing is as unappealing as this is my smile, but my teeth are like that. It's just unappealing. So what is appealing is if the teeth are like that. So upper teeth are inclined along with the upper lip. Lower teeth sometimes can be inclined the other way for appeal. Or sometimes somewhat straight, but you will notice not too much. We're not seeing too much of the back end of the teeth. Here, sometimes depending on the show, some shows will be like no to the back of the teeth. But some shows, if they're more realistic, they will be okay with you showing the back of the teeth. In our play blasts, 90% of the times I will ask you to hide the backs of the teeth because it just makes for an unappealing shape. If you were an artist who was drawing, very rarely would you draw the teeth. Very rarely would you do that because you don't want to see that side of the thing. So I would truncate the teeth there and not show this side of the teeth. It's just cleaner that way. And also these, especially in play blasts, if your shots are not going into render, these teeth, especially the back, they will flash like white flashlights out at you when you're doing your lip sync. So super important to have proper placement of teeth. So favor the upper teeth for a smiling or relaxed mouth. Most of the times you will show the upper teeth and 90% of the times you won't show the lower teeth. Unless it's the angle. If the angle of the head is such that the lower teeth are shown, then yeah, then you favor the lower teeth. Or if I'm doing some sort of an expression which requires me to show more of my lower teeth, then there's a valid reason for choosing. And then sometimes you may show both teeth, sometimes you may show just one pair of teeth, shaping them to follow the curvature of the mouth and lips. Again, different shows have different rules. There might be shows out there, like in the show that I'm on, Spider-Verse, you kind of do it as little as possible. We almost don't move the teeth around, or we try not to move the teeth around. But even now, artists will slightly just rotate it for appeal, a tiny bit. But essentially in Spider-Verse, we are not shaping the teeth and moving them around too much. That's because it's the style of the show. Cheat the natural position of the teeth. Seeing the back of the teeth breaks appeal. So rotate the upper teeth to hide the back. So you just kind of go, wah. So you're hiding the back. And the same thing, wah. So you're hiding the back of the teeth. Creating symmetry between the shape of the teeth and the mouth corners. Slowly, as you go along, it'll just be like, yeah, I know, this is appealing, that is not appealing. So too much teeth, too toothy, makes your character look rabbity and it just becomes unappealing really fast. So literally, as you do your lip sync, you'll have to keep an eye on how much of your upper teeth and lower teeth are being visible, which we'll go through as we are progressing into lip sync. Tongue. So now a lot of people don't animate the tongue properly. Okay, so how I want you to think about the tongue. Think about the tongue a little bit more like a drawing rather than a 3D object that's there inside your character's mouth. So you sometimes may have to push. So suppose this is the mouth. You have a relaxed mouth. The tongue is just relaxing at the bottom of the mouth, not doing too much. Oh, let me undo this. So suppose this is my character's face. My triangle is going that way, like that. My mouth is like that. The character is looking in this direction. Where do I want my tongue to sit? Oh, no. Relaxed tongue. Kind of off to the side. Tilted slightly to match the tilt that you've given the mouth. And just sort of sitting in the side of your, sort of cheated to kind of just sit in the 3/4 of your mouth like that. What I don't want to see is, that's the tongue. That's what I don't want to see. So cheating the tongue to be just sitting in your mouth like that. Now, if you need to do an L pose, Maya gives you tongue. What I see mostly, that's what I see for an L pose. But again, super unappealing, where you did not move the base of the root of the tongue anywhere. What I would like to see for an L shape, where you are, and the teeth are there, sorry. There's the teeth. So I would like to see the tongue, so I can actually see the curvature of the tongue. I don't have any extraneous geometry in the back to confuse. And then as it's going out, I would want the tongue to kind of as it's falling out, I would want the tongue to kind of be like that, and then like that, and then it's gone, or something like that. So, you could sort of bring it in over 1 or 2 frames, and then you take it out over 1 or 2 frames. Okay, so that is clear. Going back to my slides. So you see tongue treated as a drawing, a little bit inclined over to the side. Cartoony cases like this, where you have one of those shots where the tongue is flapping away, you do want to show more. So cartoony license, it's always allowable. But treat your tongue like a 2D drawing, and not like 3D object that is in your rig. So yeah, so it's more appealing to show the tongue than a black gap. Sometimes it's more appealing to not show the tongue. So suppose I'm in an U shape, then sometimes you can drop the tongue away or the teeth away, so you have a nice clean black inside the mouth, character's mouth. Yeah, and then when do you use the tongue for lip sync? Definitely you want to use it for L's and THs, the sounds, L sounds. N's, a lot of times you can get away without using the tongue for N's, because tongue looks great when it adds to your lip sync, when you feel like long, you really feel there's a word, and your tongue, if you don't have the tongue for certain sounds, it looks odd. But if your tongue is constantly going in the back when your lip sync is going, it can also be a great distraction. So for N shapes, L shapes, I told you, N shapes, you can leave the N's and S's. You can leave the front of the tongue down. You can take the middle of the tongue and touch it to the upper palate. So that's a way to get a bit of tongue support for your sound, but you're not necessarily having the front of the tongue kind of popping in and out as you're doing your lip sync, which can be distracting, flashing. So keep an eye, tongue not always needed, except in certain very key places. And yeah, I think that's what I have to say about the tongue at the moment.